Hello viewers, this is Unicorn Days Tarot, and I'm going to talk about taking a little step further from my first video, a unicorn guide, to people who are thinking now of developing their psychic abilities further. And the big question is meditation. Many people that I've spoken to don't take developing their psychic abilities any further because they feel that they are supposed to use meditation to do this. And a lot of people feel that they can't meditate, or they actually don't want to meditate. But meditation is not necessarily just about sitting in the lotus position in quiet contemplation for long periods of time. It can be in the form of many different things, and in its more simplistic form it can really be more about focus. Focusing your mind is a form of meditation. You can go out for a walk in nature, if it's a place you love, and you can focus your attention on what you see as you walk. The sky, the clouds, the ground, whether it's earth or sand, the trees, the birds, the wildlife. And as you focus on these specific things, your mind becomes more quiet because your attention is focused in the beauty of nature. And on another level, you could go out for a walk in nature because you wish to be alone with your thoughts. And you may be thinking about a specific point in your life, and you need to be in a quiet place so that you can go through everything in your mind, and often perceive some kind of clarity or some kind of solution to the thoughts that you have, because you focused on your mind on the particular dilemmas that you had in your life, which helped you to release all the thoughts that you were going through to come to a conclusion. And again, that is focusing your mind on a deeper level, which again is a form of meditation. But if you do want to try to actually sit quietly and meditate, it's not always about long, disciplined meditation sessions. A meditation can last for a few minutes or many minutes, whichever you feel comfortable with. One of the most well-known points in meditation is to focus on your breath. But again, focusing on your breath can be a form of meditation in other areas of your life. You can focus on your breath during physical activities, for example, when you're swimming, when to take a breath before your head goes beneath the water, for instance. Or being told to breathe when you are nervous or too focused on your physical activity. Also, you can focus on the breath when you're stressed, which will calm you down and focus your mind again. And during pain, you can be asked to focus on your breath and breathe through it slowly and deliberately. Again, these are all things that put your mind in focus and in a small way are a form of meditation. It's also interesting to know that when you breathe out, you have to stop talking. So often if your mind is too busy chatting or in overdrive from stress, when you breathe out, your mind stops as if it would if you were about to talk. And this obviously is very useful in meditation practice. I found when meditating that my mind was far too busy. So I found focusing on music and the notes of the music and breathing out whenever a thought came into my head was a great way to empty my mind from all the thoughts and the chatter that was buzzing around in my head. And then I would just be hearing the notes of the music. And this ultimately allowed me to be completely still in my mind and able to receive messages and images more clearly. And I believe it's sometimes called empty hand meditation. It takes practice, but gradually you can sustain an empty mind for longer periods with no words in it and be completely free from chatter in your head. And it's actually a really great mind relieving practice, as well as helping you to bring messages in psychically. But if you're going to start developing psychic ability, you can actually think about drawing a picture, or if you're interested in tarot or oracle cards, a card, or picking up an object, or even looking at a colour, and just in a very relaxed way, just look at it and see what actually in the picture you're drawn to, whether it's a colour, whether it's an image, whether it's a specific part of the picture that you're drawn to, and see if there are any words that come into your head, and then write them all down. But this is supposed to be done in an enjoyable way, not a determined way. So just be light-hearted, and if you can do it with a friend, it's even better. And just keep looking and seeing what comes. And if you're holding an object, hold the object, feel the texture, and just think about what comes into your head as you're feeling the object, whatever it may be. And again, write it down or record it and speak it out. And then you can go over it and see whether any of these points were significant in any way. But I think one of the main things that people tend to agree with is that when you start to develop your abilities further psychically, you want to attract the good and the light to you, so that you can protect yourself from, lower energies or getting messages that you wouldn't want to get through. So it's a good thing to do the guided meditations or go to meditation classes, because they will talk about you enclosing yourself in a beautiful white light and asking only to accept messages from the light and the good, and to just know that you will only connect to those kind of energies, and to not be afraid. Another thing that you are often asked to do is have your feet firmly on the ground, or to imagine that deep roots are sinking down into the earth beneath you. And this is all to ground you and to bring you back into the present. Because a lot of people, when they get into a very deep meditative state, can almost, well, a lighter way of putting it is float away. So when you are grounded, when you come out of meditation, you can bring yourself back to the present quickly and easily if you want to. I always like to meditate with music in the background. I find it easier to focus and quiet my mind. But you can easily just meditate in complete silence, and many people prefer to do that. And you can meditate anywhere as long as there aren't too many distractions. Having said that, if you're in an environment like a city environment and you're used to hearing traffic going by and traffic noises, you'll probably find that you can actually shut that out. But if you find outside noise distracting, obviously you can wear headphones and listen to your music, which will help to shut the noise out. Or meditate, as many people do, very early in the morning or very late at night when things quieten down. It's up to the individual. And you can make use of so many guided meditations. They can be very, very short or quite long. Or you can just do the things that I told you about, where you can just focus your mind rather than sitting down and having a long meditation. Or you can just focus your mind without even thinking about meditating, as I suggested in the ways that you can do it. So I hope that this has helped you to think about meditation, and again to know that it comes in many forms. So the answer to, do I have to sit down and go into a long contemplative state to connect with messages from the other side? The answer is you don't. You can just listen to music, go for a walk on the beach, look at an image, whichever you prefer. I hope this has helped you to consider the different parts of meditation. And for those of you that have been distracted from developing psychically, I hope it's helped you to know that you can develop your psychic abilities in other ways. Thank you and goodbye.